After the amount of shit that RVJ has talked about arson, it has to be him, or my belief for a small period of time is going to be lifted off from arm wrestling.
My old buddy boy, arm wrestling snooze.
Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News has a habit of getting under people's skin very easily, that's for sure. And Rob Vision is his next victim of this, apparently, you could say, with Rob saying, better come correct Pradeep. Pradeep had mentioned him in a recent video because he had basically exposed that Arsen Liliev had a doppelganger go to a weigh-in for him, and also that he wasn't natural at one point in time. He was busted for taking gear, apparently. So I actually applaud Rob for exposing people who are not natural, because as a fellow natural, I think it's, I mean, how is the sport going to have legitimacy if the top league is more just a bunch of roided out athletes? Let's be honest, that's what it is. I mean, if you look at a sport like MMA and the UFC, they at least have testing, but I guess the money isn't in it unless you're in WAF, and then even then it's not strict testing. So it kind of takes legitimacy away from the sport, especially if you're a natural athlete. So I definitely understand Rob's sentiment most of the time. And this is an interesting topic because Rob was not happy with Pradeep mentioning him that he should have a match with Arsen. Let's kind of get into what was said here.
I go scrolling through the YouTube feed, and there's my old buddy boy. My old buddy boy, arm wrestling snooze. Saying things, he's talking about the Devin Larratt lift in the current form, reporting the news. Remember that. Then he gets on there, and it goes down the line, and all of a sudden I see myself in a video. I'm going, holy shit. So I was kind of doing stuff in the kitchen, listening. And then I scroll back, and I see they're talking about the arson lift. And everyone's doing the arson lift, much like they do the Devin Larratt lift. They talk about his shape. And then he says, I'm going to show the video.
Angin said that Arsen Liliev will face Brad Grundy, but recently he said that Arsen's match or his opponent is not confirmed yet. The match is confirmed, I think, but the opponent isn't. I would be really, really disappointed if the opponent is not RVJ.
He would be very disappointed, and you guys, we should all be very, very concerned about Pradeep's disappointment in a match selection, because that's really just groundbreaking stuff there. You guys should know that.
After the amount of shit that RVJ has talked about Arsen, it has to be him, or my belief for a small period of time is going to be lifted off from arm wrestling.
Pradeep is one of the funniest trolls. He says his belief in arm wrestling, his faith in arm wrestling will be gone if this is not the match selection. His wording is hilarious. He knows how to provoke people. RVJ has not been the first person he's provoked. If you guys remember, Hermes Gasparini had made a video when he wasn't happy about what Pradeep said about his match with Vitaly. So Pradeep is pretty expert at poking, being controversial, but also providing some insight as well, even though he doesn't compete. And some people are saying, you shouldn't talk about arm wrestling whatsoever. You're not even a competitor. You're just some random guy in India who used to be a, call center scammer, allegedly.
I want to see that match so bad.
Try to fucking play the game. He gets tested and is full blown off the ass hot. So at what point in time do we take those WAF titles away? Basically,
I definitely got to respect him for that, for calling out, fake natties in a tested league, which is WAF. If you're competing in a tested organization, you're taking gear, then that's a disgrace. You should be in a professional league where, like East versus West, where you're open to take whatever you want. Let's continue to hear a little bit what he says here.
He'll be very disappointed if I'm not the person, because I talked shit about arson. Now let's get this clear.
So I already watched this. He basically says that he wasn't talking shit on arson. He was just stating the facts of what was going on. So that's basically it for this whole little situation here. But RVJ said that he would be down for a match with Arsen. So potentially they're setting up a match here with Pradeep's provocation leading to something potentially happening. But I don't know if that would even happen, because RVJ has said that he did not like going to East versus West, that it felt like a business trip. I remember watching it on a podcast. I'm very sure he said that. He said like the whole environment felt different. It's less enjoyable than like going and, you know, having a fun trip. Like it's more like a business trip is what he said it was kind of like. So anyways, that's it for this little situation. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.